doing this.
Hello, hello.
Oh my goodness.
I know what first one.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
Excited. It's bringing back a lot of childhood memories.
Yeah, I mean, just to run through, for people who haven't seen the intro video, which we're definitely done, we're going to run through every single set of Pokemon cards.
Yep.
To find the best set of Pokemon cards.
Which is a lot.
A lot. in what we've termed a quest for the best.
Yes.
So, we're going to start with a base set. We're going to do it chronologically.
Yep.
It's the obvious thing to do, right? And we're going to start with the epic category.
Why not?
Why not? Let's just get it off with a bang, right?
Yes.
We're going to do the Charizard because this is the epic card in the set.
Yes. Well, there's not much need to be said about that, right?
It's self-explanatory.
Well,
100%. Look, this set came out in January 1999.
Yes, a very long time ago.
Yeah, you really start to feel your age. I was about, 10 years old then?
I was... How old was I? 99. Yeah, I was 12.
12.
Goodness me.
Makes you feel old, doesn't it? A lot of years later. Look, we've got 4 Charizards here.
What's the difference?
Okay, so this is...
Because as a kid, there was only one Charizard.
I know. Now things are different. There's way more complexity to it. Even from 30 years ago. Right, so... 25 years. This is the base set first edition. And the easy way to tell it's got a first edition stamp there. That's basically it.
Yep.
It makes it special...
And more valuable.
And more valuable. That's really what it comes down to. Look, just before we go through the rest, I think we should highlight the reason that this is an epic card really comes down to a few different things. It's the pose of the Pokemon,
Yep.
It's the holo, it's just everything about it.
How the background ties in.
Yeah, as well. All of these things that just need to be really cool. And with this, there's just no doubting it.
Very nice. Very epic, if I may say.
I think that's exactly it, isn't it? Like, it's funny, the holo on this one I don't think is as good as some of the other ones. You can't quite see as well. But we'll move on to the shadowless one. So the difference here between the first edition and the shadowless is literally just that first edition stamp.
Oh, okay, yep.
Reason they call it shadowless is because it doesn't have a black line or a shadow on the right hand side of this box. A subtle difference,
Yeah.
but seemingly an important one.
Okay.
It makes it a lot more valuable than the unlimited one.
That is so weird.
Yeah, isn't it? I don't know why. But in every other way, it's virtually the same as the first edition and the unlimited.
Does that apply to like other cards that are shadowless?
Yeah, every shadowless card in the base set, so the base set was the only one that had it,
Yeah.
doesn't have that line there.
Okay, so it'll be a bit more valuable than the one that does have it.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then we have the normal unlimited.
That's the one I got.
Yeah. It's what most people, so in Australia, which is where we are obviously, everyone had this one. Very few managed to get the first edition when they first came out. It was almost exclusive in the US, I think.
Yeah, didn't see it here, I don't think.
No, maybe in Canada as well, they probably had it. Wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, look, that's the normal unlimited, which most people will have and are familiar with. There is a fourth print.
I did not know this until today.
And it's interesting because it's almost rarer than the first edition one.
No
almost. Way. Well, it's just a lot less people know about it. It's also known as the UK print. And the only difference between this one and the normal unlimited one, so there, by the way, is just the shadowless line, sorry, the shadow line that I was talking about before. But the only difference between the normal unlimited and the fourth print is down here. You can see this says 1999-2000. So that's the fourth print. And then the other three, they all say 99 Wizards.
Oh.
That's literally the only difference.
So is it printed in a different place, or is it just printed at a different date?
I think both. I think it's predominantly in the UK, and I think they did it around Europe actually, not just the UK. I've seen it sell in Poland. I think it was printed in the UK.
Okay.
Anyway, that's just by the by.
Cool. Very cool though. Good to know.
Very cool. And
Fun fact.
That's what we're about. But yeah, just going back to the card, why it's so epic. It's breathing out fire. It's got flames all around it. It's flying. Although I showed this to my wife and she was like, "Is it flying or is it standing?"
I think I have to side with your wife here.
Do you think it's standing?
It's standing, but very aggressively spitting fire at you.
Yeah. Okay. See, it's funny. My whole life I was like, "No, it's flying," and then she said that, and it's like, maybe she's right actually.
Oh, now I don't know anymore.
I suppose the flatness of its feet kind of makes me think it is standing, and that's almost heartbreaking, but it's still leaning forward, breathing out fire.
Yeah, it's still epic.
It's still epic. She cannot change that
Doesn't
mind
take
on that.
away from it.
Yeah. So look, that's the one epic card in the set.
Was there only one?
There's only one.
Oh,
There are some controversial decisions, I think, in this set, but I think when you're objective about the cards, which is really what we're trying to push for, where possible, this is the only epic card.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm interested to see what didn't get in there and why.
Well, we'll find out as we go along. So what we'll do now is I think we'll move on to the great cards. We'll go sort of backwards. So we'll start with the best and move down, if you will. So there are a few great cards in this set. This is the Gyarados.
Very nice.
And I mispronounced this for many years. I called it Gyarados.
Gyarados. I mean, when we were kids, it didn't really matter.
No, it didn't. It was just cool, right? This card I really like because, again, you look at the holo, really comes into it. It feels like there's water everywhere. It's kind of got that the Dragon Rage going. Also, that does make me laugh. It's like this really aggressive move, Dragon Rage, and then Bubble Beam, which is really tame almost. So I'm going to say it's doing Dragon Rage.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Normally, like the moves don't really matter to us, but I just thought I'd highlight this one because I think it's quite
irony
fun.
behind it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also, again, not that it's really important, it's also quite a heavy Pokemon at 518 pounds. It's actually a lot heavier than Snorlax.
Wait, it's heavier than Snorlax?
Sorry, not Snorlax, Onyx.
Oh,
but
okay,
I think it's about the same
thing.
size as Snorlax, the same weight. We'll have a look. Yeah. I'm fairly sure it's about that. But that's just by the by. The one thing that I don't love and sort of held this back from going into the epic was really the fact that it looks like a giant prawn or shrimp, however you want to call it. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can't see it anymore.
Yeah, it's just...
Oh my god, no, ruined forever.
Like,
Are you sure it's a great card now? I don't think it really...
No, it's aggressive enough. Like, it's cool. It's cool.
It's an aggressive prawn.
Basically, but a cool aggressive prawn, okay?
Okay.
So it gets to stay in great. Alright, easy. Then we have Machamp.
Ooh.
So this is, again, we'll have all the great cards, we'll do the first edition ones. Now, this is quite an interesting one because the Machamp, all of them had the first edition stamp, even the unlimited ones. And the reason was because it came in theme decks, which I think it came in maybe a couple of other products.
So not in booster packs?
I don't think you could get it in booster packs, no, from memory. I mean, I'm not 1,000% sure, but I'm 99% sure, so that's close. Yeah.
Marginal difference.
But the reason you can tell, again, you can see it's shadowless along the side. That's really the only difference. So there wasn't a difference between there wasn't a shadowless first edition Machamp and a non-shadowless first edition. Non-first edition shadowless Machamp. Yeah. You know what I mean. Look, anyway, the reason why this makes it into the great category is really the holo. So you can see the arms in the background.
Extra arm, that is so cool.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I feel like some work's gone into it. I like the pattern in the background as well. A nice bit of colour.
Yeah.
And it's posing a little bit. You can see that sort of...
It's flexing.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't flex, I have no muscle. But he's, Machamp's got plenty. So that's why it makes him to the great category.
Yep,
really like
fair enough.
Yeah, pretty.
Really nice.
The next one, and this one was so close to making it into the epic as well. Like, this one was borderline for me.
Ooh, that is nice.
It's a really, really great card. And also, for anyone who's OCD out there like I am, you'll notice that the energy symbols line up and everything's nice and clean.
It is, yeah, you're right.
I just like that. It really speaks to me. But the card itself, again, you have a look at the holo. Looks like the the lightning bolts rather are coming out. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah. So why didn't it get into the epic category?
So the real difference I think between this and the Charizard is really that it's not really doing anything in action other than flying. It's not spitting, it's not projecting thunder or lightning anywhere.
So it's not doing a move.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the best way to put it. I mean, it looks like it's about to attack, but it's not attacking.
Okay.
And that's really important, I feel. You'll see that, I think that'll be common with all the epic cards that we get out.
Right.
Maybe not. But anyway, it's still a beautiful card. I do like the lightning coming off, as I say. And so the holo, it's a little bit hard to tell, but it is nice. Anyway, so that's the Zapdos. Well, I can't argue with that one, I don't think. Then, this is a really pretty card, isn't it?
Colours, beautiful.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, ethereal again?
Ethereal, yeah. And it kind of, the background really ties in really well with the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Very nice card.
Happy with it?
Yeah.
In great?
Definitely in great.
Yeah, well done. It's very well drawn. Mitsuhiro Arita. He also did the Charizard as well. So.
Hey, what the?
Yeah, he looked very, very famous artist, I suppose, within the Pokemon community. Next up, we have Electabuzz.
Hey.
Now, sometimes simple is good.
Sometimes simple is good. That's
This
true.
is one of these occasions.
Okay.
Most of the time, simple is bad, but this one, it works. So, obviously, the Pokemon's posing.
Yep.
I like the black background, and it just really accentuates the electricity flowing through. And that's Electabuzz. Like, it's an uncomplicated Pokemon. It's electric. Happy with that.
Yep. Alright.
Alright. Then, Arcanine. So this is just a very powerful pose for me, and that's kind of what got it into it.
The angle as well, right?
Yeah. Like, for an uncommon card especially, I mean, not that comes into it either, but the fact it's an uncommon card, it's a really, really well... I don't know, thought out one perhaps?
It is, yeah. It's really well laid out. It's really nice. Background suits it. Good colours. Great pose.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's really it. Well said. Then we have Charmeleon. Now, and I always, again, something like when I started reviewing these, when I looked at this, always thought it was in a jungle. Because that, to me, looks like a leaf.
Rocks.
It's rocks, yeah. Now I see it. But back then, I always thought it was a leaf. And I suppose... You can't really have Charmeleon in a forest, can you?
It might burn everything down.
It might, probably,
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe.
But again, I do like the colours here. I like the fact, you can see it's doing a slash move. They do that sometimes with the cards. So, yeah, it's, again, great card. A bit of different colours in the background too. Happy with that in there?
No,
Not so thrilled.
No, the drawing's a little off for me, but okay.
Okay. Look, we do have Dave's decision that comes up later.
We do.
So Dave's decision is where Dave can overrule any of mine. He has a veto power.
All the power.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Only in that segment.
Down at the end. But it's a big power. There's a lot of say.
That's true.
So that might come up later, but we'll see. I would argue for it staying in there. Next up, and actually a very, very important card for this set, because it is the inaugural winner of one of our awards. It is the winner of the Kenneth McGinley, the world famous. Everyone knows Kenneth McGinley.
Everyone
Doesn't
wants
need
that
an
award.
Exactly, and it goes to Abra, which I think is a great honor for Abra, and a card that really thoroughly deserves that title, the Kenneth McGinley Award. Why has it got it, the Kenneth McGinley Award? What do you think?
What do I think?
Why, yes.
It's really well laid out, and it's showing what Abra likes to do. Just chill, relax, hide, away from people in its own space. Beautiful colours, really like it.
Yeah. 100%. It's a beautiful card, and that's what the Kenneth McGinley Award is about.
Peaceful,
yeah. Doesn't have to be the best card in the set.
No.
It just has to be a great artistic drawing.
That's right.
And that's really what this is. So, I'm a big fan, and well deserved.
I like it.
Yeah, alright. And then the last great card.
See, this is why we can't have Charmander in forest.
Well, actually, he used to be in a forest, but he burnt it down. Cleared it out.
Starting another one.
Yeah, exactly. You can see the little firestorm he created in the background.
Oh, Lord.
Take me through this. What are your thoughts?
In my totally unbiased opinion, I love Charmander.
Do you?
No,
okay,
I do.
good to know.
Really cute drawing, showing Charmander in its natural habitat, kind of, maybe, sort of, maybe, without burning down anything too late. It's a really cute drawing. It's like really cute pose. It's looking back towards the fire. It's just
Where does that forest go?
It's the background ties in really well, so it's really nice.
Yeah.
I think it deserves to be great.
I do too. I think it's a bit different for most of the cards in this set. Yeah, the background, just the setting, I think, not the background necessarily. The setting itself is
right.
picturesque, and it's a cute Pokemon drawn cutely. You can have a cute Pokemon drawn badly. This is not one of those, thankfully.
Yeah.
So that is the last great card.
Oh, okay, not many then.
Not many, no.
That's a surprise.
Yeah. We'll move then onto the good cards.
Okay.
So these are above average still, so they're good. And we'll move a little bit more quickly through them. Don't want to, got a lot of cards to go through.
A lot.
Yes. Alakazam.
Yeah, pretty simple pose.
Very simple pose. That's kind of what held it back. And then, again, the purple background holo kind of also held it back a little bit. But
Too much purple?
maybe. I think, look, for me, the main thing is the pose. It's just very boring. And as we go through these, I think you'll see that's quite problematic in this set.
Right.
In terms of the cards being that much more interesting than they should be, or less interesting than they should be. Now here's a controversial one.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Blastoise. This Blastoise card is iconic in Pokemon, in the Pokemon TCG anyway. But that doesn't make it a good card. It doesn't make it a great card, I should say.
Iconic doesn't mean great.
No, or epic by any means. So, I struggled with this myself. I managed to keep it in good as opposed to average because it does have a little bit of a pose going on. I feel like it's, looking proud. It's staring off into the future. Bit of a different angle with the upshot. Okay. So it manages to squeeze into good.
Yeah.
It's also, just again, side note here, extremely busy in the move.
It's like an essay.
Yeah, I don't have time to, if I'm, not that I play the game, but if I were ever to play the game, I'm not using you purely because it's too much reading. And if anyone used it against me, I'd say, nah, that's it. I just quit. Not fast. Yeah, I'm out. But look, the move aside, it's the background of the holo as well. It's not great. Like the green.
Pretty plain.
Yeah, I really wish it had been better.
Yeah. Didn't do it justice.
No, not at all. And there are some really cool Blastoise cards, but this isn't one of them.
Okay.
Alright, so that's that.
Fair.
Next up we have Mewtwo.
The most powerful Pokemon in the first 151.
Yeah, love this card, except I don't. I know that's a contradiction. It's like I want to love this card.
Like, pulling it as a kid, you're like, yeah, me too. But then looking back, I guess you're right.
Well, it's funny you say that, pulling this card as a kid, because this was my first holo that I pulled as well.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah, always. You have memories of that 25 years ago. It's crazy how the nostalgia kicks in. Yeah, a little bit too simple.
Yeah, that's
sad. Yeah, the background as well. Like, I just
can't really tell what's happening.
No, I feel like they're trying to do some sort of psychic thing. That would be my guess. It ties in with the move, but it's just too subtle.
Yep.
But I still kind of like that it's got a glow about it, so it squeezes into good.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Fair enough?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Nidoking, I like the colours.
Yeah.
And I also like the fact that this reminds me of an Italian guy going, hey! Hey! Yeah, it's nothing great. It's a slightly more interesting pose than it just standing there.
Yeah.
But not much more. And I like the orange. I don't like the orange and green. Do they say orange and green should never be seen? Is that a thing? Or is it purple and green? Either way, put purple and green.
Yeah,
with orange.
So no either way.
Yeah, but look, that aside, you're the graphic designer. Do the colours work, or are they kind of strange to you?
It's alright.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's why it's in good and not average.
Yeah, 100%. Next one.
Oh, it's a nice card.
Yeah, I just hate how monochromatic Ninetales is. I mean, I know that's the Pokemon. And I also don't like the holo in the background. I know they're trying to get the fire thing going.
Like the Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, as Will-O-Wisp.
Kind of.
Yeah, okay. It just doesn't work as well as it could.
Could be done better?
Could be done better. It's good, but it's... Like, I'd be happy to pull this card, but...
Yeah. Well, yeah.
There are better ones.
Yeah.
Alright. Another really average one, and this one struggled. I was like, is it good? Is it average? And I ultimately, purely because of the holo in the background, where you can tell what it is.
The bubbles help.
Yeah, the bubbles, you feel like it's a bit of a whirlpool with a circular motion, all the circular stuff around it. So it just squeezes into good as well.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yep, alright, easy. Now this card, this is quite possibly, like, I can't imagine there will be too many better versions of Electrode. Okay. Because Electrode is a bull Pokemon. That's really what it is.
They've done pretty well with this one.
Yeah, the colours are basically what makes it good.
Yeah. Makes it happy.
Yeah.
Like him.
Really, really like that. Otherwise, the Pokemon itself, it ain't doing much, but there's not much you can do with it, right?
Just smiling at you.
Just smiling at you. At least he's kind of smiling. And again, very wordy in that, but by the by. Next up, Dugong. Again, this is a simple pose, but this is one of the examples I think where simple is good because it works nicely in the background, right?
That's right, yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, you summed it up pretty well. It's a good card.
Cool. Alright, we don't need to say too much more, do we? Then we have Jinx. Why are you laughing?
Whenever I see Jinx, I always think about the controversy surrounding it.
What controversy?
Am I allowed to say it?
I don't know, it depends what it is.
Which is the blackface. So...
that's right. I kind of remember that now. Hey.
Yeah. So that's why they kind of, later on, they made it more purple. Instead of, originally it was like black. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see why that's problematic now. I'm just too innocent and naive, clearly. Okay, well, that aside, I like the contrast. Again, simple background, but I like the contrast with Jinx, and it feels like it's singing. So,
In the opera? Yeah.
yeah, that's what you get. Now I feel bad having put it in the good card section.
No, you can say, no, it doesn't take it away. Take anything away from it. It's just
Okay.
the controversy back then.
Was there. Okay, interesting. Especially because it's followed up by another controversial card, which...
I don't know this one. What is it?
You don't see... interesting, so I didn't know that one. This one here, the controversy was around the S's. I think Kadabra stopped... Like this, I don't think they made any more Kadabra cards after Skyridge from memory.
Okay.
So that was like 80, 90 sets ago nearly.
Wow, okay.
So the controversy is around the S's, because it kind of was like SS, and people were like, is it a reference to something? It obviously wasn't, it was just designed on there, but that's...
That's an unfortunate design.
Yeah, absolutely, but at the same time, probably not what was... definitely not what was intended.
Yeah, of course.
But to be ultra safe with Pokemon, they just stopped making Kadabra after a while.
That's a bit sad, though.
It is, yeah. Anyway, what can you do? I like the card. That's the point. I think, again, the background, the contrast here works.
Yep. Agreed.
Easy. All right. Then we have Machoke, again, pulling a pose, so that works for him.
Flexing.
Yeah. I won't flex again. I'll spare everyone that.
Des and Troy.
That would be good for Machoke. The background, very simple, but I just like the pose, really. It's
doing something.
It matches, yeah. It's doing something. As I say, in this set, that's important. Next up, Magikarp.
Very interesting style.
Yeah.
Very kind of like traditional Japanese painting style, if that makes sense.
That's kind of what I get as well out of it. I wouldn't have been able to verbalize it like that, but that's what I thought without knowing it. I just... Cool. Yeah, for a Magikarp, which can be done really plainly.
Yeah. And the weakest Pokemon ever.
Yeah, essentially. Oh, I wonder who would lose in a fight between this and, say, Kakuna or Metapod. We'll just go on indefinitely.
Indefinitely splashing hard and splashing hard.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, it's a good card. For a Magikarp, I'm quite happy with that. Magma?
Very fiery.
Yeah, I think
But it works.
almost too fiery, which is why it's only good.
Yeah.
And again, also just standing there kind of confused. Yeah. What am I doing here?
Why am I in this card?
But I do like the colours. A lot of red, a lot of yellow, and the black kind of, again, gives it a bit of contrast. But it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Alright,
Easy.
good enough.
Nidorino. See, I don't like this card, subjectively, but objectively, it works. It's a good card.
I was about to say, I like this card.
Well, like as I say, we're trying to take like out of it when we're analysing and reviewing. But yeah, look, I get why you would like this card. You take us through it.
Really cool pose.
Yeah, that's it.
About to attack. In the desert?
Well, it feels like it's in a
cave desert thing.
I feel like it's in Utah somewhere. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's good and good.
Good and good. Perfect. That's what I like to hear. This card is different, and I like that the background or the scenery ties in with what Porygon is.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It's like a 3D render model kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. And sometimes different is good. Yeah. Sometimes different is bad. This is a good one.
Works for him.
Yep. Doduo. Happy with Doduo being here because it's in action.
It's very fast.
Yeah. That's exactly the feeling you get, right? You see it coming. Reminds me of a cartoon, though. Do you know which one? Does any come to mind? No?
No. Hint?
Wile E. Coyote?
Roadrunner?
That's it. Yeah. Like the beep beep. Yeah, exactly. That's what I feel like it's doing. The cactus in the background, the desert's going fast. That's what that's what Roadrunner did.
Yep.
Anyway, good card. Another good card, and again, for a ball, essentially a ball Pokemon. I know Coughing's not quite a ball. They've done this well. They've given it some color, made it interesting. Could have been very boring, but it's not.
It's cool. Yeah, the smoke. It's like the smokes are in foul gas in this case. In a tunnel. You don't want to be there.
No. I don't. Yeah. Cool. Now, next up is Squirtle. Ooh. What, is that a good or a bad?
Oh, I don't know. It's a bit weird.
You don't like it? See, I'd like to me...
you go first.
Okay, alright. So for me, this is a good card because it's posing... I don't know what it's standing on, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That confused me. And it's got the bubble going from its... I don't know what's going on in its mouth. What does that look like to you? It's just bubbles, correct?
Frothing?
Frothing in the mouth. It does kind of, hey. Oh, what was your initial
I
reaction
mean,
to it?
yeah, I saw the froth in its mouth and I thought rabies. I'm sorry, but
And the red eyes kind of also don't help
it's
that,
a bit. It's an look, cool pose, and it's doing something which is great. But for me, it just looks a bit funny.
It's also a bit washed, like washed
Faded,
out,
yeah,
faded. Yeah,
yeah.
that's the one thing I was like,
And I have no idea what it's standing on. Like you said, like what is that?
yeah, I don't
Grapes?
know. It looks
Purple
like
grape.
grapes, right? Yeah. That was what confused me. All right, so an interesting one. You didn't like this. Might come up in Dave's decision later. We'll have to see. Hey. Anyway, now Tangela. This is one of my favorite common cards after Abra.
Yeah, it's a nice card.
It's just really well done. Like the Pokemon, like it's in your face. It's
In the jungle.
yeah, and you get that from the subtle background. Like
That's
it's
right.
a small amount of background, but you get it. And the contrast with the red shoes. It's a good card.
Well done.
Yeah. All right, easy. Now Voltorb. This is quite similar to Electabuzz.
Yeah.
It's just a ball, so there's only so much you can do, but at least they've highlighted it with the electricity. It's a little bit funky,
Yeah.
retro feel with the colours.
Yeah, that's right. Retro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I'm happy with it and good
It's
if you
nice.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. Now this one, Weedle, like you'll see compared to some of the other cards in this set when we go through the average ones, why this is especially
I like it.
yeah, like why it's especially meant to be in the good section.
Yeah.
Forgetting my English
Okay.
here. But yeah,
Second
look,
language. It's fine.
so the forest feel I get a bit faded out, but I think it works. It's kind of like the light isn't coming through the treetops. So everything about this card works.
It's doing its thing.
Yeah, it's in its natural habitat.
Really
So that's a
well
good card. Then we move on to the trainers. We have two. First one is Clefairy Doll. I don't know why. I think it's just the colours make this stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's a Clefairy and a doll at the same time. So it's just well done.
Yep.
So it's good.
It's good.
And the last good card, now perhaps a bit strange, is Super Energy Removal. Just like the colours, that's basically it. I don't know how else you do a Super Energy Removal.
That way.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it, right?
Honestly, I don't know how else you can picture it.
No, 100%. So it's a good card purely because of that's the only way you can really do it well.
I think so, yeah.
All right. We've gone through epic, we've gone through great and good.
Yep.
We'll go through bad next.
Oof.
Now, controversy here. We won't start with controversial. We'll start with for me, it's an easy one. Maybe some people disagree.
Okay.
Raichu. So, yeah, so
bad?
yeah, absolutely. So, mainly because it's just not a good drawing. Like, I don't know what the drawing is. I don't like the drawing. I don't think it's a good drawing objectively. But mainly the background.
Okay.
So
what is the background?
Exactly. I don't know. It just it doesn't tie in at all. Again, I feel like it's got tap shoes on.
Oh, I can't unsee that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just Raichu naturally. I just feel like in this they're just more black than they should be.
Should be more brown.
I feel. Kind of, yeah. That's what I had too in my head.
I'm remembering correctly.
And then it's kind of floating in midair, but I don't know why.
Doesn't really tie in. Yeah.
Its legs are long.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, like now that you put it that way, I guess. I mean, yeah. Seriously, putting all like I like and I bias apart. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, look,
right,
that's my argument for Raichu. Next one, and again, this is super controversial. Dave's just seen it.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
In bad,
yeah, absolutely. Again, another massively iconic card from this set. Everyone knows Venusaur, but this is an awful drawing of it. And let me tell you why, okay? It looks to me like a cabbage that's been left in the sun too long. And I don't think there's anyone who can really disagree with that. It's just a lump of toad with a leaf on its back, and there's nothing going on in the background. It's just green. It doesn't even look impressed. Look how bored it looks.
I mean, yeah.
It's doing nothing. It's like they were like, well, what does a Venusaur look like? That. Is it doing anything? No. Oh, okay.
Okay, fair. I guess I'm still in shock, but I guess you have valid arguments.
The only good thing about this card is the orange on its back. Everything else about it is bad.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. I mean, I can't disagree. It makes sense.
This is the problem, because don't get me wrong, I do like this card
Yeah.
because of the nostalgia behind it, the memories, not because of the card
for the
itself.
design. Okay.
No.
All right.
So, if people disagree out there, Don't even apologize. Like, just be objective. Try and think, okay?
Let him know how angry you are.
Leave comment below. Tell me how wrong I am,
Oh,
and then tell me why objectively I'm wrong. Anyway, that's
Okay.
probably not even the most controversial one.
You're
Because
kidding.
no, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually on top of it. It's this week's winner of the Professor Oak's Research Award.
Okay.
Now we'll explain that when we go through the review at the end. But for now, what that really means is just the worst card in the set.
Mm.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. What is it? Oh, you put the mascot in the worst card ever?
The worst card of the set. Yeah, it is. It's the worst card of the set. It's a very, very, very badly drawn Pikachu.
Oh, I'm not going to disagree with you there.
And
But it's Pikachu.
yeah, it is. And there are several factors. The only thing I like about this card, and the only thing I can think that is done well, is the background, the purple.
Okay. And the setting, the theme of it, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of okay. Look, it's washed out, the Pikachu itself. You can tell the lines on its back, its ears.
The proportions are a bit off.
Yeah,
This is chunky Pikachu stage.
100%. It looks like a VMAX Pikachu well before VMAX was a thing. Like, well before. So, I couldn't give this anything other than bad. And let me show you another thing. So, this card was, again, very iconic for this. It was done in the 25th anniversary set celebrations. But initially, when they made it, it had red cheeks.
Huh.
And Mitsuhiro Arita had the red cheeks on there.
Yeah.
But then
it makes sense because Pikachu does have red cheeks.
yeah, and it looks like it kind of gives it a little bit more contrast.
Mm.
But then they kind of overruled him and they turned it into yellow cheeks.
Why?
I don't know. Like, it looks so much worse.
And the colours are nicer in the original one.
I think so. And it's not just because this one's faded. Like, we can have a look. So they reprinted this card for many different things. They did an E3 version. This has the red cheeks as well. There's a Poker Tour version, which was Australia in
Cool, it's got
'99.
that cool stamp on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
But no matter how you look at
The
it,
colours are a lot nicer.
but even so, like, it just doesn't work. The Pikachu itself is an awful drawing. If
Yeah,
that's what
alright,
Pikachu
fair
actually looked like in the anime, and
It would not be the mascot.
It couldn't be.
I mean, during the initial launch or airing of the cartoons, Pikachu was chunky.
not like that though.
Okay, not like that. Yeah, fair enough.
That to me is just too much. Like, proportionally, everything just looks wrong. The arms are way too short. Like, it feels like they're in the. I don't feel in the place.
T-Rex arms.
T-Rex, yeah. 100 I just thought it as I did it myself. Just
Yeah, okay. And look, I agree because the body proportions, are really weird. It doesn't quite work.
there's just the colors as well, other than the background. Like, but you can't have a card saving grace can't be the background.
True, when it's all about Pokemon, right?
Yeah, it's just wrong. Again, if you disagree, tell me what is good about the Pokemon in this card. I challenge anyone. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can say. Those
Comment below and let us know.
Yeah, basically. I think objectively it's hard to argue that point.
Mm.
Anyway, that's where the bad that's where the bad cards end.
Okay. Oh, not that many.
No, only the 3.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Now let's
But that
move.
means lots of average cards.
Lots of average cards, and this is again problematic. So we'll move through these even quicker.
Chansey. Very plain.
Very plain,
Yeah.
background plain. It's not doing anything. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. It's just average.
Yeah.
It's
Fair.
kind of like a filler card in the set, and there are a lot of these. So
Mm.
you'll see that we'll say that a lot. In fact, we'll try not to say that too much, but that's really the thing with
Yeah,
average
okay.
cards. So, very similar again with Clefairy.
So I have a nostalgia for this one because that was my first holo pull.
Oh, that was yours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So even though I agree it's a very plain, simple card, I like it.
You have good ties with it. Okay, but you'd be happier pulling other holos in this set, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Then we have Hitmonchan. Again, very simple. The holo doesn't do anything. I also love that Hitmonchan's like a boxing Pokemon
Yeah.
because there's Hitmonlee who kicks, but Bruce Lee was more of the puncher and Jackie Chan is more of a kicker kind of.
Kind
So
of.
they kind of got those backwards.
Yeah.
Never understood that. Anyway, that's by the by. It's just a very plain card, this one.
Alright.
Magneton. So plain.
Yep, just magnets floating around.
In yellow. Because it's an electric type. Anyway, look, it's an average card.
Yeah. Nice holo though.
Beedrill.
Oh.
Again, quite similar to the Raichu, but at least the pose is more interesting.
The background could be the same for all we know, right?
Yeah,
The Weedle was done way better.
100%,
Yeah.
absolutely. I do appreciate that they've tried to do something with the pose, maybe, instead of it just sort of... Yeah, but anyway, look, it's still an average card. You can't get away from that. Dugtrio, I really like this card. Always have. I don't know why.
Cool style.
Yeah, right, a little bit of the 3D render, like pixelated in the background with flowers, but objectively, it's not really doing anything.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Pidgeotto. So this card is just sitting there. What?
That just triggered something.
What?
Where's Pidgeot?
It's not in the set.
You're right.
It's in... Yeah.
We'll get to it, right?
Yeah, next episode we'll get to Pidgeot. But Pidgeotto, I think it's... I don't know if it's on a beach. It's just too faded, and it's just sitting there. Like, again, it's just sitting there. I feel like almost all the average cards, you can say that. Another one, don't mind what they've tried to do.
Cute drawing.
Yeah, but it's just sitting there. Farfetch'd.
Oh.
Try to do something interesting with the background.
Doesn't quite work.
Doesn't really do much, no, at all. Then we have Growlithe. So it's interesting, because this is a similar style to the Arcanine.
Yeah.
But it just is less...
Yeah.
There's less going on, it feels.
Yeah,
I can't even tell you why.
Small.
Yeah.
Even though it's like really big, it's really feels really small.
I can't...
Not powerful.
I, for some reason, know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Anyway. Haunter. Again, I like this card. I've always had an attachment to it, but it's just nothing interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of dark in the background. Like, I know that's where Haunter would hang out. You wouldn't see it in bright sunshine, really, but yeah, could be done better. Ivysaur. See, I like this a lot more than Venusaur. It's kind of giving a shoulder shrug, at least. But it's just, it's not doing much. And the background doesn't lend much to it either.
Okay. Drawing styles, illustration style is different to the Venusaur.
Did you like... Yeah. I saw. Tell me why.
No, it's different. Just a different style. The Venusaur looked just drawn different. Is it by different people? Yeah, I think it was. Sugimari?
Yeah, Mitsuhiro Arita did
that's
Venusaur,
right.
I think. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's by the by. Kakuna. What can you do with Kakuna? It's on a leaf, and it's stiffening, which is...
Stiffening is not even a thing. It's hardening.
Yeah, right? I was always lost why they called it...
Yeah,
they named that stiffen, that move. Anyway. Happy with it there?
I mean, yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, easy.
Stay where you are.
Poliwhirl.
Okay.
Average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Move
like
on.
the Poliwrath, but it's more simple.
Less hollow.
Less hollow.
Less background, more importantly. Raticate.
What is...
I don't know. It's like it's supposed
Grass.
to be in a field, maybe,
Maybe.
grass, but it also makes it look like it's in dog fur, really up close dog fur. So
Just
it's
a tiny miniature
Raticate. Yeah, that's the impression I get. So
Alright.
this was borderline bad, but he looks angry, so he can stay there. And we have Seal.
No, I mean, you can see what they tried to do.
Yeah, there's just
didn't do it well.
no, there's not much, but it's just in water, I guess, kind of maybe
A wave.
Yeah.
Wow, the Squirtle family's copying it real bad.
Yeah, I can't say much about this one. I don't love the drawing style. Again, similar to the Squirtle, it's quite faded. I just realised, it's great. It's just on a beach, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh well, it doesn't really help it anyway. Looks like it's on a holiday pose.
It is. It's in like Hawaii or something.
Yeah, but yeah, not a great drawing of the war turtle. War turtle? War turtle.
War turtle?
War turtle.
Ooh.
Oh well.
Let us know.
Bulbasaur, again, colours not great. At least it's doing something. I'll give it points for that.
It's doing a lot more than both Ivysaur and Venusaur.
Yeah, 100%. But we'll move on from you. Caterpie, so basic.
Oh my goodness. Compared to Weedle, what a letdown. So much green too. Green and yellow, nah.
This is what I meant. Well, this is why Weedle was in good, and this is just very much an average. Diglett, again, similar theme to the Dugtrio.
That's right.
I don't like this one as much as the Dugtrio.
Why?
I don't know. The colours, maybe. I think the brown, too much brown there.
It does live in the ground.
I know, but don't show me what I already know. Drowsy feels like it's psychedelic at a disco party kind of thing in the 70s.
Background.
Yeah.
Looks like it's doing a fart though. I'm sorry.
Now that is something I'll never understand. That is a great call. Yeah, that is so strange. Yeah, anyway, okay. Well, there you go. Anyway, moving on.
Sorry, ruined it for everyone.
Clearly. Ghastly, it's just... Sounds like it's in a setting. I don't know what setting or why it's there, so it's an average card. It's not doing anything. Yeah, look, again, this was borderline good, but it wasn't interesting enough.
I mean, it's holding a boulder. What else do you want from him?
It looks like it's holding a pizza tray to me. I know it is holding a boulder, but it looks like a pizza tray.
Pizza delivery.
Yeah, that's,
Oh, dear.
Look how big a pizza I can hold up. Magnemite, just so boring.
I kind of like this more than the...
Magneton?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not a high bar.
Yeah, that's true. At least it's like showing it's doing a move kind of thing, whereas Magneton, you kind of like, you're just floating new magnets.
Yeah. Anyway, look, it's the electricity comes out of it. That's the only thing that's interesting, and that's just not saying much. Metapod.
Pass.
Yeah, let's move on from you. Boring. Also boring.
Okay, it's cute though, but okay.
Yeah, cute. Do something. Come on, guys. Onyx.
Ooh.
This is what I was saying before. We were looking at Gyarados, who's actually heavier than Onyx. I don't know why I find that interesting. I just
Well, it is, because you think rocks would be heavier than
like
a giant prawn.
Yeah, it's a string full of boulders. How is that not extremely heavy? Anyway, yeah, background's awful.
Yeah,
it's not doing
great.
anything.
Yeah,
It's like a rock prawn.
Yay.
Pidgey. You like Pidgey?
Fair enough. Yes, I do, but fair enough. It's pretty average.
Yeah. Background's nah.
Yeah.
Poses nah.
Okay.
Standing there doing nothing. Like
Yeah.
it's just. See, this is why base set you have this nostalgic attachment to it, and you kind of go through the cards. And you're like, well, maybe they weren't all as great as I remember.
This was like my favorite set ever.
Most
But now,
people's.
it's not my favorite set.
Well, we'll see what happens when we go through them all. Look, I appreciate what they've tried to do here. Just very simple, very plain. Enough said. Rattata. What?
This is an average.
Yeah, for me, it's just not like I know it kind of looks proud and the background's not bad, but that's I don't know. It just didn't speak to me objectively.
Oh,
You think it does?
yeah. I would say this would give Abra a run for its money.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon.
Not enough color for me, but like.
Okay.
All right, so do we analyze it a bit more, or this could come up in Dave's decision later?
We'll save it for later. We know
Save it for later.
might be talking about it later.
Clearly, all right. Look, me, that was an average card, but we'll see. Sandshrew, this isn't up for debate.
Yeah.
Yeah, boring.
Here's a sticker of a Sandshrew.
Yeah. Another one, so boring. I know they've
It's in
gone.
water.
Yeah, great.
Okay, average.
Average,
No.
alright. So what are you going to say about Staryu, which is not in water?
It's on sand.
It's on the beach, great. It's got
Average.
stuck there. Boring. And Vulpix, again, a card I really like,
Yeah,
but it's just not doing much.
that's true. It's very sparkly though.
Yeah.
But yes, it's not doing much at all.
Standing there doing not much. In fact, nothing. Now the trainers, computer search, yes, it's
Fair
computer.
enough.
If it were a modern day one, it would have had Google on that screen. You know. Devolution spray. Okay, yep, it's a spray bottle and it's spraying something.
Yeah.
Cool. Imposter Professor Oak. I actually hate this card because I just pull it all the time.
Yeah, it was pretty common, wasn't it?
Felt it. And it was common for. It felt like it was common for the rare.
Yeah.
That's not the card you're pulling in the rare slot.
No.
I hated that. Item finder.
Yeah.
Alright.
Fair.
Looks like it's finding items. Lass. Yep, it's Lass.
Last.
I like the colours that they've gone for, but not enough.
Colours.
Yeah.
Nice colours.
Pokemon Breeder.
They're so like far away. They're so small.
Yeah.
I kind of would have preferred like a top half shot.
And he also looks way too casual for my liking.
It's just fed up with work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna breed all these Pokemon.
It's effort. It's got a lot of Pokemon.
Another
to fuck
Ditto.
it. Pokemon Trader, again, quite far away.
Yeah. It's just showing another Pokemon.
Yeah, he's trading you his Farfetch that no one wanted. Useless Pokemon that was.
Was it?
Yeah, it didn't do
In the
much.
original game, you had to trade to get the Farfetch.
Did you? I'm glad you
Yeah,
remember that. Okay, I'd say I've forgotten
So that makes sense. I like that card now.
Okay. Scoop up. Yeah, it's scooping up the Pokemon. Feel bad for this Weedle. Looks like it's eyes can't look. Yeah, poor thing. Anyway, Defender. Okay, I take it you take this pill and you get more defense.
More defense, yeah.
I think that's what they're going for, but boring. Energy retrieval.
Yeah.
Retreat.
Okay.
It's
Removal
hard.
was better.
Yeah, super energy removal. Yeah, full heal.
Fair enough.
Yeah, syringe, cool.
Jab.
Maintenance, they're repairing the Pokemon.
Robot arms.
Very advanced for its time.
Yeah, right.
Plus power, very similar to defend.
Fair enough.
Nothing going on. Pokemon Center. I like this.
Oh, so the healing tray thing.
Yeah,
right.
it's nice, but it's boring.
Would have preferred like an
actual.
Yeah. Pokemon Center.
Oh well.
Pokemon Flute. Fair
it's
enough.
It's a flute. Yes. Okay.
Flute.
Pokedex. It's a Pokedex, so that's how you know. Professor Oak.
Yep. I mean,
it's Professor Oak.
Yeah.
All there is to it. Revive.
I
don't get the stars. I'm not quite sure.
Candy. Yummy candy.
Is that what it's getting?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Makes sense. Super Potion. Yep. Cool. Another card that I absolutely hated pulling because it was the most common it felt like. That was useless. Bill. Looks like Jerry Seinfeld doing stand-up.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
Young Jerry Seinfeld. Anyway, if you don't know who that is, watch Seinfeld. Great show.
We're showing our age now.
Yeah. we were young then. Energy removal. This is a boring version of...
Very plain.
Yeah, and you can see why that was done well and this was just done averagely. Yep. Gust of Wind.
Oh, why is it always Weedle?
Yeah, what's happening to the poor guy? Like, his eyes are even worse in this shot. I feel bad for him.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Potion.
Yeah, that's what potion looks like.
Yeah, easy. And the last card is Switch.
Interesting way to depict that.
Yeah.
They should be in the balls, but hey.
Yeah, I feel like they're really small to still be in Pokeballs.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just naturally that size relative to Pokeball. And that doesn't feel like they are, though.
No.
Feels wrong.
That's the only way to show it, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair.
Well, that takes us through the whole set.
Okay. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. So there are a lot of average cards.
Yeah.
But we have one thing before we look at the set review, and that's Dave's Decision. Now, we do have an introduction for it, and the music behind it, if you listen carefully, you'll be able to hear, it's actually based on Beethoven. Was it his Sixth Symphony, I think? Was it
Mozart?
Mozart?
Great with classical, but
Me neither.
Okay. I'll say yes.
You'll hear it, and straight away you'll hear like what it's based on.
Okay.
Ready? Shall we play?
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's go.
It's time for Dave's Decision. It's time for Dave's Decision. Yeah.
Could you hear the classical music in there?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like really subtle, but it's there. Good song. It's gonna be in my head all night. Okay, Dave's Decision. We've had a chat.
Yes.
And you've chosen two cards that you're going to veto, essentially, or
yeah,
impose your
you
decision.
chose wrong twice.
Twice, okay. I'm always nervous at the thought of someone telling me this. What did I do wrong?
It's not what you did wrong, it's what you didn't do right.
Oh, great. Great, so tell me, what didn't I do right? We'll start with this one.
Squirtle, yeah.
Start with Squirtle.
Sorry, Squirtle lovers, myself included.
So this was in good first.
Yes.
And you're putting it down to...
Average.
Just average.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's done well. Like the colours, the drawing, it's doing something, right? Compared to a lot of the bad cards, it's better than bad.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I don't know what's going on there. Like, what is the purple thing? Why are you frothing at your mouth? It looks like you've got rabies.
Well, the red eyes and the frothing.
Yeah,
yeah.
right?
You've convinced me.
Unfortunately, it's going down a grade to just average.
Okay, alright. Look, that's fair enough. For me, another thing that really gets me is the faded out colours are washed out.
Yeah.
A little bit
Very
too much.
flat.
Yeah. Alright, so that's Squirtle. The next one, which seemed to evoke an immediate reaction. I was like, whoa, I've offended the guy.
Sorry.
So, Rattata, you obviously really like this card.
Yeah.
Let's go through it. Why is that, Dave?
Okay. Rattata cops a lot of flack for being a rat and not so strong, but it's really done well in this card. It's in its element, natural habitat. It's sniffing something or, looking at something, trying to search for something, and it's just the background, the setting ties in really well with Rattata, I think.
It's on a tree branch, and I like the detail here I didn't notice until we started speaking about it before. Was like it's a broken off tree branch. It's a minor detail, but I do like that. So from an artistic sense, I get where you're coming from. So just to clarify, before this was an average, and you're moving it up to
just a good.
Just a good.
Yeah.
All right.
Not enough to be a great, but it's good enough to be good.
Yeah. Look, it's a pretty card. Yeah. I can see where you're coming from. I did get this wrong, and this is why we have Dave's Decision. This is why you are here. So I thank you for it. And
welcome.
now I know what I've done wrong.
Yeah. No, didn't do right.
Didn't do right, sorry. And I look forward to seeing what I haven't done right in future sets too. Okay, cool. So that is all the cards reviewed.
Yep.
Now what we're going to do is we'll have a quick look at our awards, the Hall of Fame and the Hall of Shame, if you will.
Hall of Shame.
And then the set review itself.
Yeah.
See what the score is.
That's all.
Exciting times. Okay, so let's have a look at the awards first. Now, there's obviously only one. It's a great one to start with. It is the Kenneth McGinley Abra.
Yep.
Beautiful card.
Well deserved.
Yeah. Look, this is really just for us to review as we go forward. We've said what we need to say.
Fair enough.
We'll move on to the Professor Oak's Research Award. So it's all about this meme, really. Spent his whole life researching Pokemon, and then gives you an empty Pokemon. Gives Ash an empty
To a 10-year-old. Every 10-year-old.
Every 10-year-old that played the game, whatever age you were, and says, help me out with this. It's like, he's a very bad researcher. He's not a very good one. He's
is he though? He's just delegating.
Spending your whole life, and then you're like, I'm going to delegate this really important task. Problematic. Alright, so we'll have a look at the Pikachu in there. I feel like there's going to be a lot of pushback on this, but I'm so adamant about it. I really am.
I mean, I kind of have to agree. It makes sense to me. You had valid arguments, and I can't argue against that.
Thank you. And that's, as again, if you think that I'm wrong, tell me why this doesn't belong as the worst card of the set. Especially the fact that it is so iconic. Really takes to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the set breakdown. So, to run through, if you haven't watched the intro video, basically, we've got 5 different grades for the cards. This is how many in each set. Now, obviously, in base, there are 102 cards, but we're not doing the energy cards.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah,
I guess.
they're pretty much the same in every set, especially for the Wizard of the Coast ones. So the total points are in that column there, in the second column, or third column, as it were. Not really focused on those because we have to give them a weighting.
Yep.
And this is the weighting. So the calculations are based on something that obviously everyone knows this, I'm sure. Albert Einstein came up with famously. And it leaves us with this final points tally for each grade on the right. And a final score of 243.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know if that's high or low.
No, we don't really know yet. So how we're doing it with a weighted average, you get the final score, total cards, divide one by the other, and it gives you 2.558.
Okay, so it's like 2.558 points per card.
Essentially, yeah. So it kind of puts the average card, if you will, here, somewhere between good and great, which I think is alright.
I mean, that's decent.
Seems it, doesn't it? And this is the leaderboard, unsurprisingly, bases.
In top place.
Yeah. I don't think it will stay there for the whole 100 sets. I think there will be better sets.
Okay.
But it will always...
there's 100, right?
Yeah, something like that at the moment. I mean, they never stop adding more. I just like that the base set will always be nostalgic, and it starts off at number 1.
100%.
Yeah, where it belongs.
Yep.
To start with. We'll see what happens from here, though.
Yep, let's find out.
Alrighty, cool. Thanks for a great first week.
Thank you, it was great.
And we'll come back next week and we'll be reviewing the Jungle set.
Ooh. Oh, okay. More nostalgia.
More nostalgia.
Love it.
Yeah, still remember that one. Well, thanks, Dave.
See you.
Cheers.